Welcome to Module 3, Lesson 7. This lesson has a lot more to understanding the format of math versus solving the answers to them. Answering them is still important, but it's more of recognizing what they mean. So, we'll talk about that in a second, but to introduce our idea is that we need to understand that we can interpret the unknown in multiplication and division to solve problems. So, it's recognizing that you're not always solving at the end. It's not always 2 plus 2 equals 4. You can have 2 plus what equals 4. And your answer would be 2 then, because you're finding the missing number. So, it's good to still be able to understand and answer those questions, but this is going back to being able to use an unknown to represent the unknown, and just being able to write these out. So still be able to solve these. If you want to continue to solve them, that's fine. You can definitely go that extra step, but that's not the main goal here. But let's go ahead and jump into this. Can I give some examples? Here is that I could give you a question and say, a number, this is a number sign, so a number times 5 equals 20. So translating this is saying something times 5 equals 20, right? So you can just straight up go ahead and say something, question mark, times 5 equals 20. Now, here's one thing to remember. Our main goal here is to use a number to represent the unknown. So the question mark, it's nice and all, but I'm going to go ahead and erase that real quick and use a letter to represent the unknown. I'll use L since L is the beginning of my last name. So I can say L. I'm going to use a capital because lowercase might confuse you with a 1. So L times 5 equals 20. So a number times 5 equals 20. And so for this question, if we were to solve it, I could say L equals what? So what times 5 equals 20? Well, you can skip count by 5 until you get that answer. 5, 10, 15, 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could say L equals 4. So that's kind of the first one. Now, that's not the only type of one that you can get. There's multiple styles. Let's look at another one. You could also have 30 divided by a number equals 5. So once again, all you need to do is read the sentence as it is. The sentence will tell you the order the numbers go in and what they mean. So divided by means, well, division. You're dividing from each other. So I have 30 divided by something. I don't know what we're dividing by. So instead of putting a question mark there, I'm going to put something else. Let's say C. I'll put a C there. So 30 divided by a number, so C, equals 5. And now I need to find out. 30 divided into what equals 5. And remember, you might not be able to look at that and right off the bat go, oh, well, obviously 30 divided by this equals 5 because I know division so well. And that's okay. I often will do this myself. So 30 divided by what equals 5? Okay, so 5, and do it backwards. Remember, this is a strategy that I'm often pushing for with division. Instead of solving this as a division problem, instead of saying 30 divided by what equals 5, you can say 5 times what equals 30. So skip count by me by 5 until we get to 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I can say that C equals 6. So going off that, you can actually double check. You can draw out 6 buckets, or if we're going to solve this the normal way, I'll just do it real quick just so we remember how to do it. I have a total of 30 and it equals 5. So I'm going to make 5 circles here. I'll just drop 1 into each one of these by going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And then you just say, okay, if I just took one of those, how many is in it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Answer's correct. So kind of went through that real quick, but just giving a quick reminder, that's how you would solve it division-wise, just in case you wanted a reminder of that. All right, let's go ahead and look at this last one real quick. And these are kind of like the 3 that you will regularly see. But we'll give you guys one more example as probably the most common one that you're used to without really recognizing that you're solving for this. So one of the other examples is a number divided by 8 equals 2. So for this one, something divided by, so something divided by 8 equals 2. And for this one, let's use t. Doesn't really matter. If the book tells you to use something or a question tells you to use something specific, use that specific one. Don't do a different one. Use the one that they ask you to use. But if it doesn't tell you, you get to choose. So, kind of fun on that. So now a number, or t, divided by 8 equals 2. And so I don't have a total, but I know that there are 8 groups and there's 2 in each group. And you can recognize that it's basically just multiplication. If I have 8 groups and there's 2 in each group, or if there's 2 groups with 8 in each group, how many do I got? Well, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So for this one, I would say that t equals 16. Now that's kind of the majority of this. I will give you one more, and you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I do that problem all the time. And that is something along this lines. You could say 4 times 5 equal, let me actually write out the full way, equals a number. Well, they just looked at this through like a normal problem. 4 times 5 equals a number, and I'll put m this time. Well, what does m equal? M equals 20. So this straight up is basically what you need to be doing, and you do this already. It's just you may not recognize it, because normally you just say, oh, 4 times 5 equals 20. But you could say 4 times 5 equals m, and m equals 20. So that's kind of the majority of this. It's kind of a short lesson, but that's kind of the process we're going here. This lesson is not too highly focused on, like, how to do this, because we are already practicing this. We're already doing these math. You're still going to have to do that when you practice it in your workbooks, but just want to give you a reminder, the main thing I want you to focus right now is being able to understand and read things like this. Because if you can understand that, it's going to help you understand how to read word problems, which will then help you have a deeper understanding of how to solve word problems, like on a homework or on a test, or maybe down the road when you're in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade math. So, that being said, hopefully this was helpful, and I hope you guys have a great day.